right, welcome to Q&A Wednesday, people, or Q&A Thursday if you're watching it on a Thursday or Friday. I hope you guys are doing really well. All right, what's the best part of your career? Well, for those of you guys who don't know, I do YouTube full time and I do streaming as well. And I've been doing this for about, 6 years now? God, I'm getting old. I mean, the best part, even though it sounds corny, is obviously you watching, because it's pretty cool that you would like to watch me. I mean, there's not really a bigger compliment than that, than someone who's just genuinely interested and gains enjoyment from hanging out with you. I mean, it's kind of like a friendship. It's really cool. So that's the best part, is you guys. And then the other part is I really like playing Sims. What is your favorite Let's Play that you have ever done? Favorite one of all time was Twins Let's Play. So much fun. It was almost like reading a book, but playing it out, if that makes sense. And I also really loved the Barbie series, which unfortunately I had to take down due to demonetization. What happened was the YouTube algorithm read that as me playing with Barbies. Last year or the year before, any kids channels, so channels that played with Barbie dolls and toys, they were demonetized. So I had to remove that whole series, which I think was 29 million views. Oh, that hurt when I had to do that. That hurt real bad. Did you always have a tiny bit of a crush on James even before you got together? Tea time. I think I was always in relationships. I didn't noticeably find myself attracted to him. I wasn't secretly yearning for James while I was in those relationships. I think I was probably in denial that there was something there. He was my best friend and I felt like I couldn't go there, you know? So I always kind of kept him at an arm's length, but obviously that changed. What is one thing that always boosts your mood? My one thing that always boosts my mood is Bowser, my dog. I love him so much. I did not know or understand why people were so obsessed with their pets until I got Bowser, and I'm so in love with him. I love him so much. He always is a good reminder that whatever I'm stressed about, whatever is going on, it reminds me that everything's gonna be okay because Bowser's just chilling, and it reminds me to just chill. Are you losing passion for The Sims? No, I don't think I am losing passion for The Sims. I think I'm naturally wanting to branch out with content to be able to do different types of videos. And I think it's been such a difficult past, probably 2 years for me now. I went through a lot of stuff mentally in my private life that was really, really tough. And then we had the whole worldwide pandemic, which has been obviously huge, big changes for everyone. And I think the last 2 years, I really have had burnout, and I think I'm only really getting back to being my own self in videos again. I don't even feel like I'm fully there yet, but I feel like each day is feeling more like my old self, I guess. Not saying that I haven't been myself the last 2 years, I have, and I've been enjoying videos, but I felt like it was harder for me some days to film and to feel motivated to do so. So yeah, that's pretty honest. I've struggled a lot with anxiety, so it's been really tough at times, and there's been just so much change this year. I think we all have to be really gentle with ourselves and not expect too much. If I take a break from YouTube, then my views and everything goes down, and then the algorithm changes, and then I have to work up to building it up again. And that can be so tough because one, it makes you never want to take a break. So you get really, really tired. 2, you overwork yourself. And 3, when you take time for yourself, which is a really good thing, you end up feeling really crappy because you're like, my channel's not doing well. It's the same with streaming. So it's kind of like this cruel yet wonderful thing. It's like a bike. When you hop off, you're losing the race when you take a break, so it's hard. And I think a lot of people are like, YouTube is complaining like it's so hard to just sit down and play a game you love while all of us have jobs in the real world that are so much harder. I get it. No one wants to hear someone like me complain. But the truth is, I don't think anything's easy. Behind the scenes, there's a grind, and mentally it can be taxing because when your views go down, you're also like, oh my God, people don't like me anymore. Oh no, people don't like my personality. They're not wanting to watch anymore. Oh no, I'm disliked. Oh no, I'm hated. Oh no, I feel terrible about myself. You can can go down real fast. There was also that element too of why I didn't want to take a break and also led to burnout. So yeah. Will you ever get Bowser a doggy friend? I don't know. I honestly had a really, really tough time having Bowser as a puppy. I had no idea how hard it would be. And I feel like people told me, but I didn't listen. And I don't know if I can do that puppy stage again anytime soon. I might be the type of person who's better off adopting a dog who's older, taking care of other people's dogs or fostering. In saying that though, I think James would really, really love another dog. So I wouldn't want to deny him that. And of course, Bowser would love a buddy. Like I always think, oh, I wonder if he'd be happier with another dog. I mean, I think most dogs would be. But at the same time, I hope that we can provide him with a really rich life in any case. Is James a boomer? Someone asked if you're a boomer. He said he definitely is. James is so not a boomer. He's really good with tech. He's always with it. He's gonna be like a 90-year-old grandpa who's with the times fully, you know? I'm more of a boomer than he is. How has your therapy experience been? I love talking about therapy. For those of you guys who might not know, I get a lot of anxiety. Like I have pretty severe anxiety and I have done so for a very long time. I finally decided this year I would start therapy, which is probably surprising that it's taken me so many years. However, I did go to therapy earlier and had a bad therapist that like put me off therapy for years because she said I was very emotional. And oh God, that was like the worst thing for me to hear because I was so afraid to open up and to be then called like emotional. You feel so embarrassed, and then I never wanted to go again. So I finally went to therapy, found a good therapist, and I love it. It's really good. I think it's helping me. And although some sessions can be really hard and upsetting and draining, and sometimes you feel like, oh, this isn't helping, it's making it worse, I think gradually over time it is actually helping. And some days aren't so hard. Like some days I just talk about myself and things that I like and that's good. And then other days we'll get into something that is a bit more heavy. I don't know, I'd probably tell my older self to go to therapy sooner. And if I tried one therapist that wasn't good, try another until you find someone you feel somewhat comfortable enough with to get going with. You were always my role model. Aw, thank you. But who was your childhood role model? My childhood role model. I've always really liked Audrey Hepburn, actually. She's a very classy lady, so I liked her. Do you play The Sims much for yourself beside posting Let's Plays on YouTube? Yeah, from time to time. I wish I could play it more by myself. I don't lose the urge. That sounded so bad. I don't lose the urge to play The Sims. I don't get tired of it. Like, I get tired of filming it, but I never get really that tired of me playing it. Like, I always want to play Sims, which is quite unique. I think it's, you know, it's just pretty into it. I mean, I was playing SimTown, which came out before The Sims, and Sim Safari, Sims 1, Sims 2, Sims 3, now Sims 4. So it's very much like a huge part of my life. It always has been. And sometimes I'll play when I'm not filming. And my family, while I was growing up, would actually call it my happy place. And if I was upset or had a bad day at school, they'd be like, do you want to go to your happy place, Maddie? Because my real name's Maddie. And I'd be like, yes. And I'd play Sims and feel better again. Are you and James officially living with each other, or do you still have your own places? We have our own places. So James has a place in Sydney. I have a place in Melbourne. But we now properly live together, and we try to go between the two, but obviously this year it's been quite difficult. So right now we're in lockdown in Sydney, so we can't really go home to Melbourne that easily. So we kind of get stuck here or there. Are you planning on doing YouTube for the rest of your life, or do you have other plans ahead? I don't really have plans. I'm just, you know, taking each day as it comes. I don't know, should I have a plan? Maybe when you guys get tired of watching me, I probably will have to find a plan B. Do you sometimes miss the old YouTube? Not really. I've never been the type of person to really look back on the past and be like, oh, I miss that. Like, I'm always looking forward and think a lot more about the future than the past, I suppose. In saying that, I don't have any plans for the future, but like, I know some people who are like, oh, I miss high school, or I miss our old house, or you remember this, remember that. And I'm like, I'm just gonna keep moving forward. When are you and James going to make tiny simmers? Oh my gosh, hashtag baby fever. No plans to anytime soon. Actually, to be honest, the idea of having a baby scares the bejesus out of me. Like, I find it absolutely terrifying. Like, some of my friends like, oh, I can't wait to have a baby. And I'm like, I don't know if I can have one. But I imagine one day we will. I think adoption would be really great, honestly. Do you think you would ever get married to Samaj? What happened to the channel you and James shared? The content there was superb. Thank you. We're hustling so hard to try and keep up with our own channels. That second channel, it's on the back burner and we never have time for it. We honestly just need to prioritize it. How are you doing? People don't ask this enough. True. And I want to ask you guys, how you doing? How am I right now? A little bit hungry, actually. I feel energized. I'm really looking forward to going outside soon for a walk with Bowser. We have that coming up soon. I actually feel okay. The other day I was like really not okay because I was so upset about lockdown in Sydney and not being able to go home. And I like woke up James crying. I was like, I want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore. I cried. And then I got some good news on the phone. And then I was like happy for the rest of the day. It was, it didn't take much to pick myself up again, so that was good. What other pets are you interested in buying and caring for in the future? I'm a big animal lover. I really, really love animals. Like, if we're dreaming big right now, I'd love to be on a farm. I'd love to have llamas and chickens and cows and all of that. Realistically, I don't have the knowledge and I don't have the time to look after them and provide them with what they need. I also get anxiety and I feel like I'd get really stressed providing for many creatures. Like right now, Bowser's my focus. What is living with James like? It's pretty easy. Like we have a lot of fun. We don't tend to get sick of each other or have so many things in common that it's really easy, spend time together. Right now we're doing Lego together and stuff. I was the type of person who was always like, I don't think I can ever live with a guy or a partner. Like, I was worried that in the future I would be someone who was married but had to live in a separate house to their partner and everyone would think they were weird. And I totally get that if someone was like that. Like, I totally get it. But with James, something was very different and I really like living with him. Do you wish your audience was more open to games other than The Sims? Do you feel trapped by The Sims? I don't think I feel trapped. I'm very familiar with what it feels like to be trapped because I am a bit claustrophobic, actually. Sometimes I worry that I won't have anything else to fall back on, and that's what worries me. But I've been really pleased that you guys have been interested in some more lifestyle content. I'm hopeful that there'll be more games similar to The Sims that I personally enjoy and you guys enjoy as well. Zen just said, no question, just letting you know I'm loving your vlog. So that means so much to me. I'm so glad. Does Bowser have a love interest? Bowser does have many love interests. He loves his ball. He loves his chow best friend Jeddah. He loves many dogs. He loves horses. He loves cats. He loves many things. He really likes peeing on stuff too. He's got a lot of love to give, that kid. It's really interesting. There's so many dog questions. I feel like maybe we should do a dog Q&A. How would you describe your experience since getting a dog? Oh, getting a puppy was so hard. I think I really dived into the deep end because I got a notoriously difficult breed of dog, a Chow Chow, which any article will tell you never to get a Chow Chow as your first dog, which is exactly what I did. That was silly. That was really silly. Don't recommend anyone else does it. By myself, I did it in an apartment while running a business, okay? It's not a smart thing to do. and I struggled immensely. Luckily, James came along and moved in. What was very stressful has become really joyful or joyous. I don't know which word's correct, but yeah, I think puppies are really hard. Oh, he's actually snoring right now. And now I love having him. I'm so glad to have a dog during this tough time with the pandemic. Really happy. He's very special to me. I'll find one last question. What's your skincare routine? Let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see a skincare, makeup routine, just average girl, what she does kind of thing instead of a beauty guru, pro lighting. Let me know. Okay, I feel like that was a bad one to end on. What is your actual name? My actual name is Madeline. I get called Maddie for short. But on YouTube and in the YouTube world and work world, I get called Deli by most people. Well, anyway, guys, I'm gonna finish this right here. Thank you so much for watching and thank you for your questions and time. I wanna give you guys a big warm hug and tell you that I love you guys so much. And I appreciate all of you. I don't want to sound corny. How do I say this without sounding corny? If you're ever feeling down, just know that you mean a lot to me. And I want to thank you for that. So thank you for your energy and your time for watching me. And yeah, as always, I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're on the world. I will speak to you soon. Ta-ta!